Hi, I'm Bonnie, an automated solution. Today, I'll show you how I try to enhance our internal day-to-day operations regarding payment allocation. First, let me set the scene. Upon registration, our members are required to renew their membership by paying a fee aligned to the registered designation. The following payment options are available to them: debit orders, EFTs, PAYU, and Snapscan. In order to successfully allocate these payments, I need to extract the payment-related data per payment option, process and format the data into a predefined template, and then upload the data onto our internal system for payment allocation. This all needs to adhere to the necessary verification, archiving, and reporting requirements. Let me show you what this looks like in more detail for each payment option. Before I can start my day, I need to wait for an email from my colleagues. Therefore, I simply monitor my inbox at regular intervals until an email is received. Now, I can open up the email, check which payment option I need to process as stated in the subject line, and then download the document into a predefined folder location under a standard naming convention. In this case, I've been informed to process the debit orders. First, I extract the data from the PDF document. I then need to segment the transactions by date if required, where for now, I'll only process those that are due for today. Next, I can format the data according to the predefined template. I simply update the date format, capture the unique identifiers. This can be a proforma invoice number, tax invoice number, or membership number. Add the debit order tag to the identifier, and finally capture the amount, which should have no currency associated with it. The document is now ready for upload to our internal system. I start by logging in with my assigned credentials and navigate to the Import Payment section, where I can upload the document. The system matches each transaction by its unique identifier, so I only need to select the successfully matched transactions and allocate the payments. Sometimes, the system will not be able to match all of the transactions. In these cases, I need to move them to an unallocated document, which my colleagues can access. In the future, I will be dependent on them to rectify the transactions, and upon completion, update the reallocated column. I'll simply check in from time to time and retry the upload process as soon as they're done. After every upload, I update the daily summary document. This is just to keep everyone up to date on the status of the payment allocation process. In other words, out of the total amount of payments that have to be allocated, I indicate the number successfully processed versus the unsuccessful ones. This also includes the monetary amount associated with each. And that's the end of the debit order process. While I was busy, a new email has arrived in my inbox, and based on the subject line, EFT payments are now ready for processing. First, I extract the data from the CSV document. I then need to remove any unwanted transactions, such as the bounced and unpaid debit orders, where the latter needs to be saved into a separate document for my colleagues to process. Next up is formatting again. I simply update the date format, segment the unique identifiers from the debit order reference, and finally capture the amount without the currency. I can simply access the system again to follow the same upload procedure as described previously. After which, the unallocated transactions can be separated if required, and the summary document updated with the results. Next up is the processing of the PAYU payments, which I also receive via email. The data is first extracted from the relevant sheets in the Excel document. However, the process is slightly different from the previous payment options. I first need to determine if the payments have already been allocated. I do this by accessing our internal system, where I can check the profile related to each transaction by using the unique identifier. I can then verify the allocation status. If the pro forma invoice number is provided, I need to make sure that a corresponding invoice number exists based on the transaction date and amount. I then check if the status is set to paid. If an invoice number is provided, I only need to check the status. If the criteria has not been satisfied, I know that the payment has not yet been allocated and can therefore be added to the upload document. Upon completion, I can follow the same procedure again by formatting the data, where the PAYU tag will be added for reference, upload and allocate the payments, separate the unallocated transactions, and update the summary document. Now, I only have the Snapscan payment option that still needs to be processed. However, I don't receive an email to trigger this process. I simply access the Snapscan website at a scheduled time. Here, I search and extract for the relevant data by using the current date as a filter. After which, I format the data, add the Snapscan tag as reference, upload and allocate the payments, separate the unallocated transactions, and update the summary document. And that's it for the day. As you can see, the process can be quite tedious and time-consuming. By having me around, my colleagues can finally focus on value-adding activities within the business. The days of payment allocations have become a whole lot easier.